House Nation at Surf. I'm here with the man, Bert King. We are just here at the debut of the Harley-Davidson War Memorial. Bert, tell us what's going on.
Well, this is the HD War Memorial. It's celebrating World War I, World War II, all the way up into Desert Storm of how Harley-Davidson and the Eliminator helped win the war. And not only that, but how it saved all the lives in the military people. And when the military came back from these wars, how they ended up saving Harley-Davidson and made it what it is today. It's because of the military is where we are.
So, Bert, tell us about where you got the idea for this.
I was at a bar. No, I'm just kidding. What we were doing one day when we were building this platform, our customer base is military. It's veterans. It's first responders. It's police. It's firefighters, okay? And we've got a huge following there. So we said, when you're building a complex, what's going to separate us from everybody else? And how on every Veterans Day and how on every military holiday that we can show the world that we mean and are serious about it. And then we went back and did a little history, and we found out what this did to America and what this did to win the war. And then it was a natural fit. So I took it upon myself, along with a couple of my co-workers, to come up with this concept. And we wanted a real memorial. We wanted the real history, because you can only find that in two places, Smithsonian and at the museum at the factory in Milwaukee. Well, I wanted to get that word out because no one knows the story. No one understands how important it was to this world. So that's where it comes from.
That's awesome. So I see you got a really cool, is it a 1942 bike up there? Tell us about the bike.
It's a 1942 WLA with a sidecar. It was actually in the war, okay? The owner has donated that to be on this memorial for about 2 years, and it's in a capsule that's sealed so it won't harm the bike. So it's been preserved so it can stay out in this weather because of the way it's sealed. This bike was actually in the war, and he got it from a commissioner in the war museums, okay? And there's, on the side over there is a story about him. It explains it all. And what's most important is he took this bike, got all original new parts for any damages it may have had, and put all factory new parts on it. So, and they're the original parts that were built in 1942 that are still available today. So that's what that bike is, and that's what it represents. It's also going to show you the history. We're going to be able to put a real live uniform in there that was done in World War I, World War II. We're going to put all the history of the combat items that were applied to it. It's all memorialized here. But more importantly, we want to make sure everybody understands when these veterans came back from that war, wounded or not, they charged up and they bought motorcycles from the motor company for their personal life because of how this all represented. And that's what saved Harley-Davidson.
Got it. That's awesome. So who's this memorial for? I mean, how much does it cost to come see this?
Well, it doesn't cost anything to come see it. You know, this memorial's for anybody that's a military person, a USA person that wants to show respect. That's what it's about. It won't cost any money as long as it's here, okay? As long as I'm alive anyway, you know? But I will tell you this, that's just part of it. Now, I don't know if I can get you to pan over here, but do you see this gravel?
Yeah.
All right, I got that on both sides. What we're also going to do, okay, is we're going to be doing pavers so that people can come and buy these pavers, special bricks, and there'll be special designs, and there'll be different sizes to help memorialize this. Part of those funds will go to the veterans to raise money. But more importantly, it's to help build the largest American flag in the state of Florida. Right here to memorialize this, we got a 200-foot flagpole with a 50-foot tall American flag and 100 feet wide. Now, I just want you to look at that water tower right there. That water tower is 50 feet tall. So that gives you an idea of how tall the flag is, and it's double the width. But we will be building that to memorialize this memorial. And it doesn't cost anything to come see it. We just want you to come see it.
That's awesome. So, did you have to get any special permits for this flagpole?
Funny, yes. You have to get plenty of special permits. FAA, you got to go through the city, the county, and all, because you're not allowed to have flags that tall. So we had to get special permission. because they understand what the concept, what it's for. Because it's not for anything but to celebrate our history of America and the war and the veterans and the military, first responders, and it's just so important to us.
That's awesome, and that's gonna tie in really well with the patch wall that we do. Right. So we're continuing the 9/11 patch wall that was started with the fire bike, and it's gonna run the entire back wall of the restaurant. And we've got over close to 10,000 patches from first responders, from military, and we're gonna continue that tradition. So it's just awesome that Bert is like the most awesome neighbor that we could have, because he does stuff like this while we're trying to do the same type of stuff over there.
Here's what's really funny about that, okay? The veterans today came to me and said, would you start making poker chips and pins and patches that we can purchase to help celebrate this stuff? I said, absolutely. So we're going to have shirts and patches and all too that we can put on your patch wall.
That's going to be awesome. So there you have it, guys. Bert King, Bert's Barracuda Harley Davidson, also Bert's Black Widow Harley Davidson down in Punta Gorda. And we'll be seeing you guys soon with more exciting stuff. Thanks for tuning in.